Okay, so we just got done wrapping up 80s week, and there was one thing that kept popping up in the comment section from you guys, and it was you asking me to please do a video about this guitar. What is this guitar? What are these pickups? The whole shebang. And I'll be honest with you, this is a guitar I did not plan on making a video on. So I bought this one myself. I sold my 335 and I had an old 79 Strat. Not my white Strat, I had another Strat. And I sold both of those to pay for this. And I could not be happier with that decision. Now, to anyone who doesn't know, this is a Charvel SoCal custom shop. Now, Charvel has been my favorite brand. I've been playing guitar for about 20 years now, and 17 of those 20 years, Charvel has been my favorite brand. I love them. So many of my heroes played Charvel, and I feel like seeing that logo on there, so iconic. So, you know, I always wanted to own a custom shop at some time, but anybody who knows about Charvel Custom Shop is typically it takes about 2 years to get a guitar. Unless you find one, like I did, already built, and it has the specs you want, then you're set. So I'm gonna give you guys all the details and try to answer all your questions about the guitar. And like I said before, I purchased this guitar myself at regular price, but I did reach out and ask if the guys at Sweetwater wanted to sponsor the video, because that is who I bought the guitar from, and they said yeah. So I'm actually gonna show you this Charvel SoCal, and then I'm gonna show you some of the other Charvels that I have as well, and you can kind of hear them compared to each other. So in case you wanted one of these, you know, you can kind of hear a little comparison here. So anyways, thanks to Sweetwater for doing that. We're gonna dive in, and let's get our guitar on, man. Let's get nerdy. Okay, so let's hop into it. All the tones you're going to be hearing are my Axe effects. These are patches that I made. You know, this is just how I like to use the guitar. It can do cleans, but, I mean, who's buying this guitar to play a bunch of clean tones? Are you taking this on your jazz gig? So, like I said before, this is a Charvel SoCal. SoCals have always been my favorite of all the Charvels. I just like pickguards on guitars, you know? Not that I don't love a San Dimas, not that I don't like, you know, DK24s. Obviously, I have a couple of them that you'll see here in a little bit. But for me, a SoCal is my favorite Charvel. It just looks like a hot-rodded Strat. So this is the SoCal Custom Shop in Zebra, and I love the blacked out headstock. It's so cool. I have the Jakey Lee, which has a white headstock with a black logo, so you know, kind of those two together I think look really cool. The pickups were a big question from you guys, and I'll be totally honest, I didn't even know what the pickups were. I just thought they looked cool. And they're DiMarzio Deactivator X. So I don't know what that means. I assume it's some kind of like passive version of an active pickup, because there's no spot for a battery in the guitar. They are hot. They are, you know, smoking pickups, which I don't normally like, but I just kind of wanted something a little bit different. I wanted, you know, my comfort zone, a Super Strat, different pickups in there. I usually don't go DiMarzio. You've got an original Floyd Rose. It's an alder body. You do have an ebony fretboard, which I always like ebony, but just I never get a guitar that has ebony. They always have rosewood. Of course, a quarter sawn maple neck. Now, this is one area that I don't necessarily love on the guitar. I don't like this real light colored maple. This one's starting to darken a little. I've been playing this guitar a lot, but yeah, I wish they would have tinted this just a little bit. Just a little bit of tint on there, I think would have been better. Everything else is pretty like standard and traditional on it. You know, it's the block neck. It'd be cool to see a SoCal with a more sculpted heel on it. I would love that. And like I said, it's just pretty straightforward. 3-way switch. I love having the truss rod adjustment down here. The weather has been crazy here in Nashville. So, you know, I have had to tweak it a little bit. But overall, I mean, just a super solid guitar. Goto tuners, you know, murdered out hardware. That's just kind of it, dude. It just, you just plug in and kind of rip. You know, it's not one of those, like, let me get the perfect little edge of breakup tone. No! Distortion, delay, loud, chorus. Play guitar. Okay, so let's talk about things that are not specs but are important. I just love the way this guitar sounds. It is one of the biggest sounding guitars. I mean, it just sounds massive. Especially, you put some chorus on there with the distortion. I mean, it's just a huge sound. And the neck, I mean, I've always felt so attached to Charvel necks. I don't know what it is about them, but always loved them. I enjoy the flat radius. The thing stays in tune really, really well. And, I love the guitar. I'd make the same trade any day of the week. Other than the fact that I just dropped a screwdriver on it and put a ding in the back. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to keep on moving. Alright gang, I hope I answered all your questions for you. One thing I just remembered that I forgot to say was the radius of this thing. So it is a 12 down here all the way up to 16, so very flat at the top. If you are not used to a guitar that has super flat radius, go try one before you buy one, because they feel very different from your normal Les Paul Strat, especially like if you got vintage, spec Strats or something like that. So give these a try if you ever get to see one. Kind of the phrase dream guitar gets thrown around so much. I used it when I got my old white Strat. But I would say owning a custom shop Charvel was another kind of like dream guitar for me, because I always looked at them and wanted them. And, sometimes you just got to sell some stuff to get it. Sold a couple guitars, used that money to buy this, and I couldn't be happier with it. So other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to Sweetwater for sponsoring the video. And until next time, keep that 80s alive, yo. All right, bye homies.